I make it go.
Yeah.
That was it. Now, if blacks believe that they can build South Africa, you know what? Mandela wouldn't waste his time in prison and all these things. He would have simply said, you know what? Let's have a BSA, Black South Africa Republic. Let them cut off white South Africa and let's compete. No, they wasted their time asking the whites, just allow me to come to your beach, to your clinic, to your schools. Okay, 32 years ago, the white man said, just wait and see. We are warning them that managing a country is not something anybody you can just do. So 32 years ago, they gave the country back to the blacks. I was there in 2022 to speak. They are now having load shed. Electricity can't stay on. Water is not flowing. Roads are cracked. Airport is breaking down. The Durban train station is finished when they gave it to blacks.
So you're saying that they're not capable?
No, they're not capable. I don't have to say it. 32 years. It took Singapore, Hong Kong, South Korea, Malaysia, and Indonesia to build themselves up right after independence. 14 countries in the Balkans. Many people in this country who are below the age of 40 don't understand what Soviet Union means. That was a devil's empire that colonized 14 countries in their grip for 40 years. Name one Eastern European country that is downtrodden because of the Russians.
So do you have the answer to the reason they're not capable?
There is no reason.
So they're just not capable because they're just not capable? There's no reason behind it. There's nothing behind it. There's not a particular mindset.
I'll tell you, because if you look in the generation of where I come from, my grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather, none from Africa has ever build and manage a country.
It got to be a reason, though.
No. I'm saying we have never done it. Just like no lion has ever dug a foxhole. Right. Only fox can dig a foxhole.
Right.
Only rabbits can dig a rabbit hole.
So
lions can't. So why would you say, is there a reason the lion can dig a foxhole? No, there's no reason. It's a lion.
But those different animals, we talking about humans.
Lack of breadth of experience.
Humans
that
are
is a reason.
My friend.
Not having the experience is a reason. And again,
okay, so maybe we have not had the need. You see, we make too big a deal about industrialization.
All right, amigos. Interesting take. I can see Master L watching it like, I got a lot to say. With this. All right, so you go first.
No, not figure say
go. I think you got a point because let me chip in. For a lot of people think he's just kind of doing this, contrarian kind of assertions just for the clicks and make money online. But this guy is a real professor, right? He's not saying the stuff he's saying without backing up, with facts. And everything he says, he pretty much backs it up with facts. So what do you think? You think he's just saying stuff for the clicks, or he's got really, really valid points?
I think I would say he's a realist. I mean, he's saying the facts as they are, right? And a lot of the things, like you said, he's saying he's backing with facts. He sounds like a real academic. And to be honest, the things that he's talking about I cannot agree with him. Because there are just certain things that are just the way they are. And the only part that I don't agree with him is when he says that it's because power was handed over to the blacks, they are not, things are not changing, things are rather getting worse.
You mean South Africa, right?
Right. I don't think I refuse to agree that is genetically or whatever, or innate in the black man not to innovate, not to improve. I think there might be a history behind that thing. Maybe I don't have any substantive sort of evidence, but I think that a lot of it also came from our history of being made to think that we are not capable of doing anything for ourselves. So yes, a little bit on that side, I disagree, but generally I agree with what he's saying, that whatever you leave in the hands of a black person, it just goes gaga.
Yeah, but isn't he saying that because of what history has showed him or has showed us, right? That's why you give that example, critical one of South Africa, that we wanted freedom. They wanted to get the total power of their country back to themselves. And then when it actually happened, it was like everything kind of retrogressed. There was no real development. Everything even that the white people built, we could not even maintain them, so to speak, not to talk about developing them. Right, Mr. S, what's your take on that?
To some extent, he's speaking facts, but we have people like Nkrumah as a beacon to reference that if if you hand over power to the right black person, somebody like may so rest in peace, the former Libya president, right?
Mhm.
You can list a few, the Steve Biko's and those people who tried, right? If they were given full opportunity without this little coup and here and there, maybe he might have a different opinion. But we
Mhm.
have like Nkrumah, for example, to reference. But to some extent, the reason why I also kind of you cannot kind of debate, it makes it difficult to debate because you don't have a pool of references, right, to challenge what he's saying. The evidence is there for the past whatever year since our countries were handed over to us, right? We can see. Unfortunately, our country has been handed over to people who claim they have vision, but they are not willing to make sure the vision come to light. And that is why it is hard, extremely hard to kind of challenge what he's saying. You understand?
Yeah, because what I'm also kind of thinking is the same thing. It's like he's saying stuff and he can back it up with fact. But if you say the opposite, it's very, very difficult to back it up with fact.
Exactly.
Because to be honest, we're not seeing the development that we think we should be seeing because we got independence in what 1957. Let's take a country for Ghana, for instance, right? And it's the exact same year Malaysia, a country like Malaysia had their independence. And you reference South Korea and all these other people. So I mean, we can clearly tell the difference, right? We're nowhere near these countries. But again, we can't really compare ourselves because traditions, geolocation, all these things are different, right? Because the kind of like, development some of these countries might need to succeed, we don't necessarily need them. Do you know what I mean, right? Because if you pick a country like, let's say, Canada, or let's say, what you call it, Russia, pick any other like developed countries, like because of the weather conditions, right? They need to have air conditioners, they need to have like heaters, stuff like that. They need to have like insulations in their rooms, and even like cars, they gotta have like heater seats and everything. But these we don't need them in Africa.
Okay, so let me challenge you a little bit. I want to ask you a question. At least we all know every country needs good roads, a good running railway system, whether it's for transportation of goods or services. We need those. Every country, even those countries you just mentioned, they are kind of situated at like a very harsh environment, right? Where trying to get these things done, it will take you years. But they found solutions to do those things in a space of months, right? 3, 4, 5 months. They are us, okay, every now and then we know the time that it will rain for some time. But after that, it's all sunny and rosy. So why haven't you we've not been able to do just the simple things that will make our lives easier, and then we can actually, when somebody brings out this kind of topic, we can say, hey, the evidence is there.
But that's what somebody say. It's very subjective because we cannot also say that we haven't made any progress at all since after independence. We've made some progress, right? But it's kind of like how to quantify it. That's the thing, right? It's not as much as we would like. Do you know what I mean, right? And also we cannot neglect the fact that, like we say, we always got to go back into history, because the thing is, like, it doesn't matter where you go to the hospital, wherever you go, your history is being asked, because your history affects what's going on today. You go to the hospital, the first thing the doctor is going to ask you is like, your history, do you have this in your family? Is there like, a BP, blood pressure, or whatever? They got to go through your history before they can pretty much give you like, a diagnosis right now. So it's like that. So if you look back, people don't want to hear that. They're like, you're always going back into history and talking about slavery and everything, but it really has a lot of impact on what's going on now, because a lot of the deals, a lot of the treaties, a lot of the, some of the commitments, so to speak, they still do exist today, right? So most of our resources are still being like, siphoned back into the West. And these are things that we signed upon. I mean, it doesn't matter who was in power then. So every person or every leader that comes in must adhere to these kind of like, treaties and stuff like that.
So sometimes it feels like we have more. Sometimes it feels like we have more excuses than.
Exactly, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Because if you look at Burkina Faso, Traore is doing it. Like, so what is our excuse, right? What is our excuse?
I've always said this. Look at we will be here. Vietnam, we know what has gone on in Vietnam for the past whatever years. They've started changing, right? We
Oh,
can
even
listen-
Neymar, what's the name? Rwanda, even Rwanda.
Exactly. We've seen. So it seems like when it comes to the so-called beacon of African countries like the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and the Komininis, right? We always have a certain form of excuse. Whilst those other people, they go through a lot. Look at the typhoons. A typical example is like Japan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
look at how earthquake prone that country is. But look at the amazing things they are doing.
Probably that's what I was just saying. Maybe it's just because of those reasons. That's why we're so comfortable, right? That we don't see the need to do more. Because you're talking about typhoons, earthquakes. We do not witness some of those things in our countries.
Yeah. Let me also.
If we do, sorry, El. Because if we do it, then we'll be pushed, to kind of do things like on a bigger scale, larger scale. Because all you need is to get up, you buy your cocoa, your kose, azonto. Day's done. You know what I mean? It's like fun all day.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Another big problem I see. I'm happy he mentioned that people make industrialization a big deal. Like everybody should go through.
Oh, I didn't want you to go. I wanted us to watch the video first, but
okay. So okay, let me skip that. But I guess something else to add.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. Okay, all right. So make no worry. You just add from here to that one, and then I go bring that point.
Then you go bring him.
All right, cool, cool. Let's keep going then.
If industrialization is for people who are smart, no. Industrialization is for people who were threatened by nature. And the continent of Africa, which is the home place of Black people, is the most comfortable place that has never had any threat. Tsunamis, earthquakes, tectonic plate shakes, winters 10 feet high, springs. You wake up every day, the trees are green, the tomato is 365 days, it's right behind your house, the river is there, and you just lie out there, eat something, and just chill. So your brain for millions of years is not inventive because
there's no need.
There's no need. So we build little communities. Africans are communal. The Black man by nature is not an individualistic actor. The Black man relies. That's why you can't finish a sentence with a Black man without him saying, oh, my niece, my cousin. You can talk to a Japanese, a Korean, and a white man for 3 hours, and he's my wife and children. That's all you're going to hear because they come from that kind of thing. All right? So where we come from, where we evolved, gave us something. And that something is what we are. So what the white person did in South Africa is not because he's smart, it's because just over years, millions of years, they've been in threat from nature. So always their brain is inventive. Oh, how can we protect ourselves? We didn't need a reason to let the water be in some, because it's not going to freeze. And we have to come back to that. But we keep preaching that this wiggly white small race have held down Black men, Shaquille O'Neal size of people. And then our children are hearing it. And you forget to see why our children hate each other because you say we are nothing. So it's easy for the Black man to kill the other person. And I'm just saying we need to stop this. Stop it. How can one race on earth have the same experience and it's not going away? I agree.
All right. Yeah, Mr. L, try to finish your point. He made some good comments there.
Yeah, I think, very good points there. And I think I saw this from some other researcher. I don't remember his name now. He has a movie and a book on it about why Africa is underdeveloped. And he also mentioned some of these factors that Africans woke up to the sun, they woke up to fruits, they woke up to game. And so there was no need to cultivate protein. There was no need to cultivate anything. But aside that, I want to link this to something that I want to say that I feel is very important. I mean, if you look at Africa today, we are trying to develop by copying other people's models of development. And I think that is also a problem. I'll give you two examples. One, take road construction. Why are we still importing asphalt? Case in point, recently, the Minister of Transport in Ghana said, for the big push project that they are doing, road construction all over the country, they are importing the asphalt. And I'm saying we have local materials. If you go to the northern part of Ghana, we have gravels And if we go to Shy Hills, we have chipping rocks.
Yeah. But can I come to her defense a little bit? Because what if she's trying to say, okay, we're trying to do it to a world-class standard?
Well, we don't need a world-class standard. We need a Ghana standard. We need a smooth road.
Create your own. Learn to create your own.
You don't.
Yeah, but the Ghana standard hasn't worked for years, right? It keeps breaking.
What I'm saying is, we don't need to go and import asphalt. We have materials locally that we can use to make roads. You go to the northern part of Ghana, you have so much gravel. I don't know if you know the gravel I'm talking about. They are they are stones, but they are very strong. We can develop our own way of using those gravels. Example number 2, power. Why are we now? I hear Ghana, we want to go and get nuclear power and all that. But we've had the sunshine for centuries. We are not even tapping into it. But because other people are using nuclear, we are going nuclear. But the thing is, you have local natural resources that you can use first, and then you can supplement it with other. So the point I'm making is, I feel like every time we are looking up to somewhere else for examples, we don't look internally. And I think that's the point he's trying to make, that our model of development should not necessarily always follow someone else's model of development. We can look inward first before, because if Europe had the Industrial Revolution, now everybody's saying Africa must industrialize. Maybe Africa doesn't have to industrialize the same way the Western countries did, but that is how we are all thinking, that if we don't do it that way, we're not going to succeed. Look at China. They did their own thing, and look at where they are. South Korea, everybody did the same thing. They learn a little bit from someone else, and they put their own spin on it. And now China is fast speed trains, cruise ships, whatever. They are building their own things. So the point I think he was making, that I'm also supporting, is that sometimes we don't need to copy directly what others are doing. We have to also be able to develop our own way of doing things.
All right, can I play the devil's advocate? I love playing devil's advocate. So what if one says, okay, it's gonna take a long time, right? Like you're saying, R&D, research, try to get all these things put together to be able to do, even if it's asphalt, right? To be able to process this and get that, standard that we're looking for. It's gonna take a while. But if we want a quick and to expedite our progress, it's easier to just import it and get the work done.
No, you don't need to.
Why reinvent the wheel?
No, you don't need to you don't need to import it.
Okay,
I tell
that's what
you,
I'm asking.
I've always believed in copying, right? Look at China, right? What is China? China just open up, say, come in with your technologies. We have this, we have this, we have this. Establish your companies here whilst we learn, right? So they put their people in positions where they can grab the information and then use it to the country's benefit. That is what we need to do. We have the resources there. Invite companies to come in. Whilst you set up companies, local companies, they start learning from these companies. In 5 years' time, 4 years' time, we will have companies doing this thing like this.
Yeah, and also to add to that, if we stick onto the asphalt thing, I don't know everything that goes into making asphalt, but what I know is you have chippings in there and you have tar, the byproduct of oil, and Ghana has oil. So even if we have to add any other ingredients to get the asphalt, is basically the tar and the chippings and whatever mixed together. And we have most of the components locally. Are we saying that we are not capable of creating how do you call it, an asphalt bank where all road contractors within the country, because we have the rocks. You go to Eastern region, you go to Shy Hills, all these places, we have the chipping mountains. They are there. That's where they break them. And we have oil in Ghana, so I think that is that thing where we always feel like, oh, if it's not coming from somewhere, then it's not genuine. We don't have that self-confidence. We don't have the self-confidence. We feel like something is too big a thing to do. So it's easier to just import. You get a point. It's
but that's what I'm saying. It's not a mistake, but don't you think it's just because, like I said, since Adam, this is all we've known, right?
No, but that is what he's talking about.
We were under the British for so long. All we did was import their stuff.
Listen, forget about importing it. what is the guy is trying to say is it's a mental thing. We have to start working on you just need to believe you can do it, and then people in position should be ready to open the gateway and believing in your people, saying that okay, we believe in you. We know the start will be a bit rough, but hey, we are ready to start like this. You understand? We cannot always quickly, when things start to get tough, then we fold and then go back to daddy. Oh, daddy, I need help. It is the mental side that we need to start working, and that is what he's talking about. We've been
but the question is, guys, are we actually even in control of our country and our destiny? That's the first question.
That is a whole like discussion.
Yeah, because that will also influence everything that happens on the continent, right? Because I mean, we've been divided for so long. We speak different languages across the continent. We don't really know what we're doing as a people. Do you know what I mean?
But,
so it's
listen,
we cannot do anything as a people together. I'm even talking about one country like Ghana, right? We know the West has so much influence over us.
Tobacco, I do get that, but look at the reference point is China. People think all Chinese speak one language. No, actually, in this province that I live in, Jiangsu province, all the towns speak different languages. Right? When they speak, sometimes the one I live in Ludu, and it's just like 2 minutes drive or something to Titan. When Titan people speak Titan Hua, and Ludu people speak Ludu Hua, they don't even understand some of it. But the thing is, it is the mindset that is what needs changing.
Yeah, but the mindset does change though due to the leadership, right? The leadership pretty much knows how to bring them together, put them in the same direction, and they unite behind their leaders.
Let me just throw in something little here. So like you said, the awareness is gradually coming. We are starting to see a little bit of confidence, because if you look at, I've been following the big push projects that are going on in Ghana. For those who don't know, big push is like this government agenda to construct most of the roads in Ghana. The road from Amasama to Nsawam, Pokwase to Nsawam, is being done by a Ghanaian contractor, Maripoma. And honestly, when you look at the YouTubers who are getting videos from there, when you look at the work that is done, I'm not an expert, but it looks just like any international standard work. And it's a fully Ghanaian contractor. Maripoma has been doing some projects, and they are handling half of the Temamoto Way, and the other half is handled by Motor Angle, a Portuguese company. So if you look at the quality of work they are doing, it just gives a glimpse of hope that we are capable. We just don't have the confidence to say we can do it. But gradually I can see that, and I like that most of the projects are being done by local contractors. And like the minister said, if they are able to prove it, then maybe in the future we don't even need any foreign contractors. I think that's the stage where we have to get to. We have to try ourselves, and if we achieve it, we move on. Who is
let's go to Mr. S. What about that part that you said we're just not capable? Just because, like you said, a lion cannot dig a rabbit hole.
With that, I disagree with him. Because the main reason why I disagree, look at what he's saying. He's saying something to convince me that we can do something. So he has the hope that, or he has that hope that we can do if you give it to the right people. That's the word, the right people.
So the question now becomes, for all this time, right, since independence, why haven't we been able to do it?
There've been, like you said in your initial, there's been glimpses of it, right? But it is a certain culture that has been created where people don't answer for questions. Like they don't answer for their actions. If you've been, for example, if you give a contract to a Chinese man today, he would have to answer if he doesn't do it well. And the whole country, yes, that's the word. The whole country will not say, is he the first person? Is he the only person? Why are you guys reaching? It's okay if he's done it, and even you, the police. When we learn to kind of tackle issue as it comes, and people, if I use the word people pay, but like you get people to answer why they fell short of that project with the money that is given, and they pay the penalty for it, then we will go a long way. And that is the main reason why we are where we are. And that is the main reason why this professor would question and challenge. So actually what he's doing is challenging the mentality of our leaders.
And gaijin is the Japanese word for foreigner. Do you know when you are a foreigner to Japanese?
I prefer to be called a foreigner than
No,
a black
do you know
white man.
when or where they will refer to you as a foreigner?
When you're not born there?
No, what I mean is when a Japanese, anyway, when the Japanese definition of the word foreigner is not when you visit his country.
What is it?
If 4 Japanese come to the United States, they refer to everybody here as gaijin, the foreigners. Because gaijin means those who are not like us.
Okay.
So it's not only when you go to their country, when they are in your country, all of you are gaijin.
Okay.
So you're asking me, why do they call you, the black man white? Well, in Africa, we don't say that skin color is what identifies you with an ethnicity or a tribe or this. We don't. It's more of traits, personality, character. Yes. So if you have lived among the whites and you are from a Western country, yes, you wear the same skin color, but we know that if we interact, we have to learn how do we interact with this person. Okay, you wouldn't go to Ghana and feel comfortable sitting on somebody's lap because the public transport is full and sit on his lap. I don't have any problem with that because we don't have spatial communication. Only Westerners have spatial communication, which means that you don't get to you know. When we were in high school, we hold each other's hands, boys. Here
in high school,
for what? Like walking home.
Okay.
You see what is going through your mind now?
He's like, pause.
I remember my best friend, always we are holding hands. We put hands on each other's shoulder and walk home.
I mean, but why hold hands though? Like?
You see, you're asking why about some people's culture.
Oh, yeah, it's a cultural difference.
I'm just asking.
Why are you asking why?
I'm asking what's the reason? Like, is there
What
a
do you
reason?
mean reason?
There's no reason. I just
No,
hold
he's
hands.
saying expressing love. That's how they.
I'm just trying to show you that the reason we see you as an American is because I can describe it. You couldn't deal with it.
But you can say Black American, not Black white American is the disconnect.
But my friend, I am you see, here is the problem.
It's a huge disconnect. I am a Black American. I'm not a Black white American. I don't care.
It's a huge disconnect. You are using the word.
You
are disconnected already.
No, you're
when you visit my country, I have to help you understand many things and how to do it. So where is the disconnect?
The disconnect is just how you said the Japanese, they have that term and everybody falls under that foreigner term. It's not, they don't look at Russians and be like, only them are foreigners. The thing is you're trying, not you, but the culture or the tribe is saying that they have a specific unique name for one set of people in the diaspora that they don't have for anybody else. Like I asked you, what do they call the Caribbeans? Are the
Caribbeans are not living in the white man's country?
So what do they call them?
Huh? Do they have a name? Are they what are they named?
So this is the confusion, right? Until they say I'm Jamaican. As long as they speak with a different accent in English, we simply would say the same thing until they say, no, I'm from Jamaica. We didn't know about Jamaica and all these things, you must understand. We didn't.
You're still not answering the question, though.
Yes, we did not know about the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
Our high school books didn't teach us about Caribbean. Wouldn't you understand? We thought the people they took from the continent, the first place we all know they went to, that is why most of you came. W.E.B. was died in Ghana. They didn't go to the Caribbean. They all came to. So we had this connection to learn about this group of people. But we know also that when they come to Africa, that the way they carry themselves, what they do, different from us. So they are Amaibo, Yovo, black man, white.
I get that.
Not an insult. No.
Okay.
It is.
But when
it's not what he's trying to say.
It's not.
He's not trying to make it an insult, Jude.
Yeah, he's not. I'm just saying
it's not an insult.
It's not an insult because
I can say it until the cows come. You don't understand. I told you from the beginning. If you come to Ghana right now, my Ghanaian family and friends and neighborhoods will drop everything to protect you more than they will protect a citizen. I've seen it.
Okay.
But you don't appreciate it. And this is the problem that is causing the disconnect you have to. No, you don't.
What you mean you don't appreciate it?
You don't, because Maya Angelou lived in Ghana for 14 years.
Okay.
What did she write about Ghana? Have you read it?
No.
Exactly. But he can quote me all the way to Nazi. Why didn't you read what she said about living in Ghana for 14 years?
So that means
How about W.E.B. Du Bois, who moved to Ghana and died in Ghana? What he wrote about Ghana, did you read it? No, you didn't. How about the myriads of other academics who moved out of this country to Ghana because Ghana was the black star? You know, Nkrumah was the first person to get independence, so everybody thought, whoa, whoa, whoa. So it became a place when Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X met in the elevator and refused to shake hands, which is what hurt Muhammad Ali until he died in Ghana. So you didn't read anybody who went to Ghana or West Africa what they said about that place. So you wouldn't have a reason, and you are right, to even understand how the people in Sub-Saharan Africa wanted so much. And then we arrive here. And then we have these kind of feelings, so we don't.
Okay, so what I would say is,
all right, man, that's some really deep stuff, though. Because this is one thing, though, like
he's spitting facts.
It's been around for a long time. Everybody thinks Africans and African Americans always got grudges, but I feel like he's right to the degree that people who are outside of Africa do not really take time to learn about Africa, right? They have all these assumptions that people don't like them and they call them names and whatever. But it's totally a lie, because growing up, like he said, we used to actually worship African Americans, right? Because we knew, like, you know, it's like they have they have better lives and they have all these, like, you know, culture, you know, the walk, the music, everything going for them. But it's like when it comes to Africa, that's the point that he made that I really love. But it's like we talk about Maya Angelou, right? We talk about W.E.B. Du Bois. We all grew up knowing these guys, and you guys did not even read about these guys. But all you guys talk about is, you know, Nazi Germany. You know about all this history, but anything concerning your actual background, you did not read them. So how can you say that you know you can have a connection to the place or people in Africa don't understand you? Because you do not even understand the people in the first place.
They don't even understand themselves.
Yeah, that's a point. That's a good point.
But that is where everything starts.
Yeah.
Go on. Leo.
And some even go to the extent of saying that don't call me, don't refer to me as African. I'm not. I'm not African.
Which is fine for me. Which is it's your becking. It's at your beck and call. It's okay. But then don't come and throw your stuff at me. Because I know, as an African, I know what it takes to be an African, right? I know it. Like he's saying, we've all gone to school. Our best friends. You put your hand on your best friend. You walk. You talk,
that was interesting.
Those, but where they come from, it's frowned upon. The moment you do it, they look at you weird. No, you cannot. We are coming from a different cultural background. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, it automatically implies you have some, you know, sexual relations going on, right?
Yeah,
and two guys holding hands. Yeah. But I don't know about you guys, but I did the same thing with my brother and most of my friends. We always saw like, you know, arms around each other's shoulders.
It was a daily
it was a thing.
So like I agree that it's a cultural thing because like at that age, in your teen ages, if you put your hands around a girl, then that was almost a taboo because you are not up to the age you can do that. But in the Western world, that's okay. But on the flip side, if two guys are holding hands in Ghana or in Africa, it's fine. But in the Western world, two guys holding hands is a no-no. So I agree when he talks about the cultural thing that some people are not willing to learn about the other's culture.
That's
and
where
then
the problem
they
is.
make conclusions.
Yeah, that's where the problem is.
I think the disconnect really lies in the fact that, like I said, it's almost like, you know, we're still living in the 40s. It's just this thing about it's we don't really take time to understand, like, you know, a group of people or like a culture, right? We just jump into conclusion because we met one guy or two people who did this to us or said this to us. You know what I mean? Because what he said was spot on. We all know when you go to Ghana as a foreigner, if something is happening to you, like you said, the locals will actually protect you over their own citizens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's just who we are.
Yeah.
So that's the crazy part, because I think I watched the whole thing and he said the same thing. There was a girl from Kenya who went to the States. She went to, I think, middle school, high school. And the locals kept making fun of her, right? Until she even left and went to a school with, like, you know, like mixed with, like, it was like her white friends were actually treating her way better than when she was in, like, you know, a majority black school. And even Frank himself said the same thing. He gives a lot of, like, you know, teachings, and like he speaks in a lot of schools. And it's like when he goes to the black schools, they make so much fun of him as an African. But then it's like when an African American goes to Africa, it's like no part of Africa would you go as an African American, they'll be making fun of you.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's kind of like you said, it's kind of inverted. They kind of think that we don't like them because we have this kind of hatred for them for whatever reason. I don't even know why. But it's right the opposite. I don't think you talk to any African who'll be like, I don't like African Americans. It will probably based on probably some experience they've had personally with one of them, or like a few of them. But I don't really think there is. I don't know. People like, because this is one of these. I think these kind of like conversations are really important, right? Because you can clearly tell the guys are actually listening, right? If they get to understand him more.
Yeah.
Mr. S, take it away.
Yeah. Well, you said it all. I mean, for me, I'm a believer of learning and finding out about people and finding reasons. You can make excuses every now and then for not being exposed to, but look, if you go through our school system, you definitely learn something about the states, right? And the Black Americans there. You hear stuff, right? But you talk to them, and most of them don't know Jack, but they are quick to tell you what you should be doing from your side. You understand? It's like, what the hell do you know about me? What the hell do you know about my culture? But to some extent too, you kind of understand because they are being bombarded with negative information most of the time. Like, look at the people you think you are apart from or you are coming from. Look at how they are living. Look at sometimes it goes back to what I'm saying. It is here. And when you are like, okay, I'm a bit laid back, I don't even care to do my personal research and whatever, then you'll be stuck with those what do you call it, the stereotype of a black man. You understand? And it's the same sometimes to some extent. The reason why they also feel the same is we also see the other negative stuff they do, right? And they tell us that, look, we've given them the opportunity to be better than you, but look at what they are doing. So there's a certain conflict that has been created in there where we need to kind of dissect it and say, listen, this was through media and whatever. I think we can do better by starting from research. Read about people that have lived on the continent that you've not been before, right? And get the knowledge before you open your mouth and say, Jack.